At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Pahrump Nugget, Progressive Cash Drawings, Mystery Point Multipliers, Mystery Gift Days, Extra Cash for 4 of a kinds, Bingo, Bowling, Football, and Food Specials. Looking for constant action? Look no further. Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
News 46 is brought to you by Healthcare Partners. News is brought to you in part by One Nevada Credit Union, where right now you can refinance your auto loan with rates as low as 2.98% and no payments for 90 days for qualified members. Call us today for details. 775-751-9880. News is also brought to you by Pahrump Dermatology and Skin Cancer. When you need the best dermatology care in Pahrump, call Pahrump Dermatology and Skin Cancer. 775-727-9800. News 46 is also brought to you by the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino. Located at the intersection of Route 372 and Highway 160, you can call the Pahrump Nugget at 775-751-6500, or you can visit their website at www.parumpnugget.com. News is also brought to you by Hope Counseling Services, where we specialize in behavioral health, inspiring hope for a brighter tomorrow. Call 775-727-0101 for more information.
Tonight on News 46, Commissioner Boraski reveals the reason behind an agenda item.
Fireworks fill the sky above the Pahrump Nugget Saturday night.
A nonprofit must pay to use a community center. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Zach Fuentes and Monique Murphy. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Good evening, everyone. It's Friday, June 29, 2012. I'm Zach Fuentes.
And I'm Monique Murphy for News 46. Commissioner Boraski has put an item on Tuesday's County Commissioner agenda that calls for a November ballot question of the dissolution of the town board. The commissioner says he has been asked by many citizens to give them an option to vote against the board.
I have many people that have come to me within the last 2 months, 3 months, and they're really upset with the town board, what they're doing, how they're spending money, and I've held back and tried not to get in the middle of this thing, but I finally said, I have to do something. I have to stand up for the people who they want their voices heard. Now, we're supposed to live in a democracy where it's a constitutional republic, and people should have the right to voice their opinion. I don't believe the town board is listening to them. I don't believe they're listening to anybody right now. I believe there was something in the newspaper this morning about Vicki Parker saying that it's a county doing a money grab. We're not out to grab any money or anything else. The only thing we want to do is put a ballot question on. It says, do you want to keep your town board? And there'll be a little more information on that ballot question. It's the only thing I want to do. I'd also like to see incorporation on that. But the town board said they would handle that, they were going to do it, and then they backed off. And then Kohlbarger gets calling me on the phone, starts raising hell about, well, I said I would do it. And I said, Bill, I've never been for incorporation. So if the town board wants to put incorporation on there, I'm going to have doing away with the town board. We'll let the voters decide, and we'll live with whatever they say. Do I believe that they'll say to get rid of the town board? I doubt it, but it's up to the people. Let us have our chance to voice our opinions and use our constitutional rights while we still have some left. If you notice, Obama got a big victory the other day on this health care thing. And believe it, boy, you would start reading that document, you're going to wish that it was never approved because it's going to get us all.
The county commissioners will be voting to perhaps put the dissolution of the town board on the November ballot. So this is up for you guys to first vote on, and then up for the citizens to vote on.
Yeah, naturally, and there's 5 board members. It will be if 3 or more decide to move forward, and I'm not going to make any predictions on that right now. I'm sure that Dr. Waters sent me a pretty nasty email, said he wasn't disappointed with me. Right now I'm disappointed with all of them. They're not listening to the people. It's our constitutional right to voice our opinion. They've fixed their agendas so that you can't talk only a little bit in the beginning and a little bit at the end. They ought to look at the commissioners' agendas and see how we do it. We allow public comment on all issues that concern the public. We could save money, probably a couple of $1 million a year if there was only one level of government here. And that money could be put back into roads or something like that. You need to look at these things. You know, we've got too much government now, and we need to back it off.
Nevada's Insurance Exchange Program, created to help people find insurance coverage, will soon begin. The program was created under the Federal Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, which was upheld Thursday by the U.S. Supreme Court. It says states are required to set up insurance exchange programs. So far, the federal government has authorized $25 million in startup costs, and state officials have applied for an additional $50 million. Open enrollment will begin October 2013 for coverage to take effect the following January. It is estimated that 134,000 Nevadans will enroll during the first year.
Here's Jeff Simmons with what is happening at the Pahrump Nugget.
Hi, I'm Jeff Simmons, the bingo director here at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel Casino. We'll start off. We got Randy Anderson on the stage bar tonight and Saturday night. Come on down. Got great music and great dancing. And also, tomorrow night is Saturday night. We have our spectacular here at the Nugget. We're going to have fireworks shows. It starts at 9:15, I believe, and all the festivities start at 4 o'clock. We have watermelon eating contests for the kids, hot dogs, and all this good stuff. We've got a lot of fun stuff for the whole family. That starts at 4 o'clock, and the fireworks are at 9:15. So come on down for that. It's a great show. And also for bingo, starting Saturday, tomorrow, would be we have our first ABC of bingo. It's for new bingo players only. If you haven't played bingo for the last 60 days, you're welcome to come in and play. And we'll play 4 games, and it won't cost nothing. And the winners will receive a prize and also receive a $100 free slot play certificate. So come on down. This will be at Gold Town tomorrow, and then it'll be at the Nugget the following Saturday. Every other Saturday, it's going to be at Gold Town or the Nugget. Tomorrow, it starts at Gold Town at 4 o'clock. Then also, we got in Bingo Room at 4th of July, we had our specials at the 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock sessions. We got the higher payouts, special drawings, and we got a lot of fun on there. We got free gifts to all players at all sessions. That's on 4th of July. Then July 20th, in Bingo here at the Nugget, we have a free gift giveaway. We got some nice gifts we're going to give away to all sessions, to all players on July 20th. That's a Friday night. So come on down to the Nugget. We're looking forward to seeing everybody, and see you then. Bye-bye.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
Welcome back. A recount that was requested by Andy Alberti, who was a candidate for Nye County Commissioner District 3, was conducted on Tuesday. The count showed unchanged results from the primary election. Alberti lost by 2 votes to Donna Cox. Donna Cox received 179 votes and Kenneth Searles earned 202 votes. They both will advance to the general election. Andy Alberti had 177 votes. Alberti paid a $300 deposit for the recount. He received back $172, which means he will be charged $128 for the cost of the election workers for the 4 hours it took them to conduct the recount.
Paula Glidden from Paved asked the town board for the fees to use the Bob Roode Community Center during the annual Pahrump Fair and Festival for the Arts and Crafts Fair to be waived.
Therefore, we come here tonight to ask you to waive the fees for the building that, in a long-standing tradition, has been utilized for this community gathering. Fees in excess of $2,700 could be in effect, and even more depending on how you evaluate the after-hours time. As this is a volunteer community event, we submit a request to waive any fees for the use of the building.
I look at this, and I agree with Ms. Glidden on the fact that this is an event for the town that we desperately need. What I'd like to do is come up with a way that we can work on it without waiving the fees, because if we waive the fees for you, then we're going to get that same request from someone else and say, you did it for paved, you got to do it for us.
The reason we came this year is because obviously they are new fees, and that was part of the consideration. We had not budgeted those in. We were hoping to get the fees waived this year to be prepared for next year, and that's really our concern tonight. But we will work with you any way we can, as we need the building, and we feel it's the proper venue for the arts and crafts.
Staff's making a recommendation that we charge, instead of a Type B event, which would be $2,400 plus other possible expenses, it would only be $1,200, which is a Type A, and that's totally up to the town board. And I threw that out, or the staff threw that out as a suggestion to try and compromise.
It would seem that staff's recommendation to just kind of look at you at the one rate, which would cut your fees in half, would be the fairest thing. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Well, listen, we understand costs, and we understand, believe me, we understand costs. We pay for every inch of this. This is a volunteer organization. Nobody makes any money on this that works it. And the bottom line is we have to pay for it every year. It generally costs between $80,000 and $100,000.
I guess I got to ask this question.
And so we just, if the more fees that get thrown at us, the worse it gets every year.
I won't waive them, and I'll tell you why. Our attorney has recommended that we not waive fees, because if we waive them for you, then we are liable to waive them for anybody who walks in the door. I'm willing to compromise, like Mr. Kohlbarger suggested, simply because of the length of your event. I'm willing to go to the Type A event because of the number of days, but we can't waive your fees, because then every person who walks in the door says, you waived those fees, you must waive mine.
I deny waiving the Bob Root Community Center fees for paved, but allow staff to charge paved under the A event category.
I like that. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
The board decided to charge paved a half-rate fee of $150 per day instead of the $300 per day.
The Nevada Department of Transportation is in the process of corrective maintenance on Highway 160 and Highway 372. A Las Vegas company won the $8 million contract to re-asphalt Highway 160 10 miles north of the Clark County line and Highway 372 from Highway 160 to Charleston Park. In February of 2011, Highway 160 received microsurfacing. NDOT recommended the highway be resurfaced because of visible cracking. The last time the road received rehabilitation was in 2002. NDOT also plans work on the highway on Spring Mountain, which was discussed at a recent Board of County Commissioners meeting.
I'm with the engineering firm CA Group, working for the Nevada Department of Transportation. I'd like to thank the County Commission for allowing us the opportunity to present the State Route 160 project. The project extends from State Route 159, which is the road to Red Rock in Las Vegas area, to just west of the community of Mountain Springs. SR 160 has experienced a significant increase in traffic over the past 10 years. The Nevada DOT has been, for a number of years now, improving the corridor. It's a series of 8 projects, and the current project is the last link in the chain. Essentially, it's 4-lane highway, with the exception of the 11-mile segment that we're reviewing currently. We looked at alternative number 1, which would essentially just widen the existing roadway to 4 lanes with a 14-foot median and put in turn pockets for all the driveways and roadways. We looked at a second alternative to reduce the number of intersections along the stretch of the roadway. We would only have 2 intersections, one at each end of the community. It would be a similar roadway section. And what we would do, though, is we would build a frontage road parallel to State Route 160, so that all the driveways and roadways would go to the frontage road, and we'd have 2, and then access to 2 intersections. So that widened the footprint of the roadway. Alternative 3 that we looked at was to prohibit left turns in and out of the driveways and roadways through Mountain Springs. We'd accomplish that by putting in a median barrier. We'd add an extra lane on the outside for the right turners. Here in bird's eye view shows what we would do. The downside of this option is that if you are on the wrong side of the roadway, you have to go out of direction, make a U-turn, and come back to your property. And then finally, the fourth alternative presented to the public as part of the alternatives analysis was to put in a diamond interchange. We would have the roadway separated by barrier rail. We'd have a frontage road on either side, and we would connect the frontage road to the main State Route 160 with a grade-separated interchange on and off ramps and a bridge structure in the middle of the town of Mountain Springs. Since the public meeting and with further analysis, we've developed a preferred alternative, which we are now undertaking additional environmental analysis. The preferred alternative is shown here, and essentially it's kind of a hybrid of alternative 1, 2, and 3. Here's our overall schedule. Again, we started our process in November. We're currently preparing the 30% design and have a draft environmental assessment, which will be, of course, be presented to or provided to the Nye County Commission, and then hope for a final environmental approval from the federal government in March to May timeframe of next year.
There have also been some improvements on the shoulders on Highway 160. NDOT has been dumping excess material on the sides.
And folks, keep it here because we'll be back with more after this break.